I don't enjoy war, yet I fight. I don't relish torture, yet I inflict it. I don't revere gods, yet I serve their holy purpose. Humanity's weakest souls will always cling to the words, "I was just following orders." They cower behind those words, making a virtue of their own weakness, lionizing brutality over nobility. I know that when I die, I'll have lived my whole life shrouded by that same excuse. The ruinous powers use many treacheries in their great game to destroy our Imperium. No matter the powers with which they bestow to their followers, all servants of chaos are but simple pawns. Some malevolent, some tragic, yet all are but tools used by the fell powers. Though for every new blight on the galaxy, there must be one to take the first steps on the path to damnation. There must always be a heretic who paves the road to corruption. Heretics such as Argol Tal. Born within the village of the Singruk on the world of Colchis, Argol Tal's name translated to the native dialect of Colchis would mean the last angel, born the final child of his family. Inducted into the Word-Bearers Legion by its first chaplain, Erebus, the Dark Apostle would attempt to recruit Argol Tal to become a chaplain of the Legion, an offer he would reject. As his years of service passed, Argol Tal would eventually serve the 17th Legion as captain of the 7th Assault Company, the Serrated Sun chapter, joining his Primarch's decree to venture into the galaxy for their great pilgrimage aboard the vessel Orpheo's Lament. Argol Tal would be one of the first Astartes to see firsthand the horrors bound within the Warp's Eye of Terror. The Serrated Suns would lose 2/3 of their number to the horrors inflicted by the Warp, with the survivors returning changed. With over half of their company dead, the remaining Serrated Suns would survive by eating the flesh and drinking the blood of the ship's fallen. Languishing for 7 months within the Warp, his brothers outside the rift of the Eye of Terror would experience only a fraction of time before the Serrated Suns return. Unknowingly bound by the demon known as Raum, Tal would extol his experiences within the Immaterium to Lorgar Aurelian, inspiring passages within the heretical tome, the Book of Lorgar. The demon within him would slowly, patiently fuse with his being. His Gene Father would honor Argol by elevating him to the rank of Chapter Master of the Vorbak, the Blessed Sons of the 17th Legion. Comprised of the surviving members of the Serrated Suns, they would be the first to don the chapter's crimson-colored pattern of armor, a pattern that in the far future would be called by Loyalist forces the Traitor's Red. A vision of Argol Tal's future would be shown to former priestess and soon-to-be transformed demon prince Ingefell the Ascended during the Word-Bearer's venture to the tribal society of Cadia. The soon-to-be Crimson Lord, Argol Tal would be transformed into a vessel for the ruinous powers to lay waste to the Loyalist Imperium, culminating in the Siege of Terra. Dying at the hands of the Primarch of the Blood Angels, Sanguinius, Tal would nonetheless become a beacon of his Legion's future, a terrible symbol for their Primarch's twisted ideology. Despite the praise showered on him by his Gene Father and Legion, Argol Tal would confide often with the chapter's confessor, Cyrene Valentian, of his doubts of their Legion's future. His doubts given root during the humbling of Lorgar by the Emperor on Monarchia. A compliant world of the Imperium, the inhabitants of the Word-Bearer compliant world of Monarchia would worship the Emperor as a living god. An act of heresy beyond measure, the Emperor would dispatch Malcator the Sigillite, Rebute Guilliman, and the Ultramarines Legion to bring the 17th Legion to heel. Monarchia had been decimated, razed to the ground, and purged of its idolatry. The Legion would be assigned a detachment of the Adeptus Custodes, led by Aquilon, to oversee the Legion's rehabilitation to the values of his Imperium. Hounded by the Custodes, the first of them would fall on Cadia, his sacrifice giving birth to Ingefell. Leading the Gal Varbok during the outbreak of the Horus Heresy, Argyll Tal would engage the Loyalist legions during the atrocity of the Istvan V dropsite massacre. The Gal Vorbak would suffer massive casualties at the hands of the Raven Guard, leaving Argyll Tal as the only survivor of the Blessed Sons. Losing his stalwart friend, Cyrene Volantian, during the slaughter, Tal would frequently visit her tomb aboard the Wordbearer's flagship, the Fidelitas Lex. In the aftermath of Istvan V, Tal would be seconded to the World Eaters in the lead-up to the betrayal of Calth. With his Primarch's permission, Argyll Tal would enlist brothers from his legion's damaged companies to forge the Vakra Jal, chapter of Consecrated Iron. Comprised entirely of possessed Astartes, they would train amongst the fighting pits of the World Eater flagship, Conqueror, honing their skills until the launching of Primarchs Lorgar and Angron's Shadow Crusade. The Shadow Crusade would lay waste to 26 worlds within the eastern fringe of the Ultramar system and split the galaxy in two. Fighting alongside First Captain of the World Eaters, Karn, Argyll Tal and Karn would form a strong bond of camaraderie, considering one another to be honor brothers, influencing each other's decisions and judgment of their war against the Imperium. Tal would become Lorgar's most favored son, which would stand in opposition to the will of Erebus, to which the treacherous chaplain would plot to end Argyll Tal's influence within the Legion. With the Shadow Crusade drawing to a close, the 12th and 17th Legions would be driven back by the wrath of the Ultramarines and their Primarch, Rabute Guilliman. Despite his stalwart loyalty to his Legion and his Primarch, Argyll Tal would be confronted by Erebus. Seeing that should Argyll Tal remain alive, he would turn World Eater First Captain Karn from the path of chaos, corruption, and would cost them a significant blow during the heresy. Erebus would plunge his anaphane dagger into Argyll Tal's back, fulfilling Ingefell the Ascended's prophecy. The words, "We die in the shadow of great wings," of the demon realm, haunting Argyll Tal's mind as he watched from the shadows cast from the Imperator-class Titan, Corinthian. Argyll Tal coughed blood, reaching a trembling hand out to drag himself closer to his killer. "Don't fight it." Erebus shook his head. "I confess I'm amazed you can move at all. No one else has been able to move after the killing stroke. With a saddening moment to discover you're stronger than I thought." Argyll Tal crawled another meter closer. Erebus smiled, resting a boot on the Vakra Jal's hand. Ceramite started to split and crack, but there was still no pain. "Karn has been chosen," the chaplain stated. "And in every future I saw, the one thing that altered his fate was you. You, my boy, would have saved him. I am Destiny's hand, Argyll Tal. Can you even conceive of my role and responsibility? You would break my path and change Karn's fate. I cannot allow it. Let him carve his destiny free of your fraternity. Immortality awaits him this way." Argyll Tal lifted his head, speaking through clenched teeth. "I die," he breathed, "in the shadow of great wings. Not here. Not here." Erebus stepped aside. Behind him, the fortress tower was marked by the Imperial Aquila, streaked with blood from the hellish storm. The two-headed eagle stared into the rain, its wings wide and proud. "So you do," Erebus agreed, and the chaplain turned away. "Goodbye, my son." This has been a tale of the great Imperium of Man, read by the Remembrancer. Shed not a tear for the traitorous word-bearers, for they are lost to the ruinous powers. But remember their treachery, lest the past repeat itself.